Hello everyone, welcome back to Tartan Samurai Gaming. And there's a big football match happening in Scotland tomorrow at the time of filming this. Celtic are playing Rangers. So I thought let's revisit a classic PlayStation 2 game from back in the day, Club Football. There was a Celtic and a Rangers version of this game. The two clubs had their own game, and I'm going to be playing the Celtic version today. And we're going to do a match between Celtic and Rangers. Because funnily enough, at this time, Celtic's manager was Martin O'Neill, and last week he became the Celtic manager again, albeit on an interim basis. So this is a really nice intro. Of course, Celtic Park, the run-up to Celtic Park does not look like this anymore. It's been, large parts of it have been overhauled and whatever, but the stadium still kind of looks pretty much the same as it did in 2005. And yeah, so Club Football only lasted for 1 year, which was a shame. But yeah, Codemasters, the developer, did a series of these games modelled after. It was the same game basically, but each version was like personalised to each club. So there was a Celtic version, a Rangers version, I think Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man United. There's about 20 or so licensed teams all across Europe got their own versions of the game. This is the only time that Celtic have had their own officially licensed video game. So I thought let's revisit it since Martin O'Neill is back and Celtic play Rangers tomorrow. Be a good time to have a little bit of nostalgia. So bear in mind this is from 2005, so the graphics will be a bit rough by today's standards, and the squad will obviously be from 2005. But unfortunately that is just after Henrik Larsson left Celtic, so he's not in the Celtic squad. So, let's get into this. So we're just going to do the club menu. So we're going to do, I don't really want to do a season, we're just going to do a match. We're doing an exhibition. If there is such a thing as a friendly between Celtic and Rangers, here we go. So, we are Celtic, and our opponents will be Rangers. So yeah, as you can see, back in those days, the teams were very evenly matched. So Celtic have a slight edge on Rangers in terms of attack and overall, but Rangers have the edge on pace and defence. So we're at Celtic Park. Difficulty is normal, weather is fair. We'll have extra time and penalties just in case I don't beat these guys. Or in fact, let's just go straight to penalties. If we don't beat them in normal time, but I think we will. So, just have a quick look at the different kits here. So, yeah, bit of nostalgia there for you football kit collectors out there like me. But we'll go with the home and away because that is how a Celtic Rangers game has to look. Right, so quick look at our formation. So you'll see here Robert Douglas in goals, Jackie McNamara, Bobo Balde, Stanislav Varga, Jos Verhaeren, Alan Thompson, who I think played one game for England and was noted as a player at Aston Villa before he came to Celtic, and Neil Lennon, Stelian Petrov, who also went on to a very good career at Aston Villa after leaving Celtic. Didier Agathe, one of the fastest players I've ever seen. Chris Sutton and John Hartson. And then for Rangers, we've got Stefan Klos, German goalkeeper, won the European Cup with Borussia Dortmund back in '97. Playing alongside Paul Lambert, actually, who's a substitute for Celtic today. Gregory Vignal, Zura Kishinishvili, Jean-Alain Boumsong, Alan Hutton, Scotland international. Peter Lovenkrands, who despite being listed as a midfielder here, scored a lot of goals for Rangers back in the day. Alex Ray, Miladinovic, I don't remember him, but I think he must have been a decent player if he's in the team, but I don't remember him. Chris Burke. Then up front you've got Nacho Novo and Dado Perso. Perso was a really good player, Croatian international, good striker. Novo, loved by the Rangers fans, utterly detested by the Celtic fans for a variety of reasons I won't go into, but I'm sure you can imagine. So, let's get into it. Nice close-up of Didier Agathe there. So our commentary team is Gary Lineker and Barry Davis. Chris Sutton and Stan Varga there.
Hello and welcome to this exhibition match between Celtic and Rangers. We're moments from kick-off. Let's look at the two lineups. Celtic will line up with a flat back four across the middle of the park, and the two strikers up front.
Yeah, good old 4-4-2, the way it should be.
Formation. I think they'll try and soak up the pressure, defend from deep, and try to hit.
I noticed on the Rangers bench there, the late Fernando Rickson, tragically taken away at a very young age to motor neuron disease. But had the pleasure of meeting him once, lovely guy. Known for being a bit crazy on the pitch, but no, really nice guy the one time I met him, and sadly missed. So yeah. Anyway, on to lighter stuff. Let's win this derby.
Hartson, Sutton.
And Chris Sutton has scored. 1-0 to Celtic. And there's Martin O'Neill, looking a bit more youthful than he does today, but just as bouncy. You can see how old this game is because the banners in the back say CelticFC.net, which was Celtic's website when they first had a website. These days it's now CelticFC.com, but yeah, back then they only had a .net address. Celtic have always been a little bit behind the times when it comes to tech stuff and social media and so on, unfortunately. That's something that Rangers have always consistently done far better, I think, is the kind of marketing side of things. Alright, yeah, that was a foul. Okay, I'll give them that. Right, and Kiesnishvili's been kind enough to give us the ball straight back. Thank you. Neil Lennon there went on to manage Celtic after this, and again, another guy I've had the pleasure of his company on a few occasions. Lovely man. Celtic through and through, and yeah, a good guy. Don't always agree with his takes as a pundit these days, so he says a lot of things I don't agree with, but well, debate is all part of the fun, isn't it? To be careful here. We don't want to let Rangers back into it. Bobo Baldi, one of the most fearsome defenders that you'll ever see. He was I think he was a Ghanaian international, Guinean international rather. And he, yeah, famous for his crunching tackles, imposing presence, and the fans had a chant, "Bobo's gonna get you." And it's like, "Bobo's gonna get you," whenever he was, you know, whenever he had his eyes on a particular player that had annoyed him. So that was all good fun. One of my favourite players back in the day, Bobo Baldi, just for his no-nonsense attitude. Oh, good save there, Stefan Klos. So it's very nostalgic this for me because back in the day, oh, there's a goal, 2-0. Back in the day, I had a season ticket at Celtic, and this was before I moved to Japan in 2006. So this would have been about 18 months before that this game came out, and yeah. In fact, my season ticket was just behind that goal that we've just put the ball into. So traditionally, these days, the away fans don't get as much of an allocation for reasons that I think are a bit stupid, quite frankly. But you know, but back then, behind the goal that Celtic are shooting into right now would have been the traditional Rangers end. So about half of that stand would have been turned over to Rangers supporters. So they took about 11 or 12,000 fans, and then when we played Rangers at Ibrox, their stadium, then it would have been, we got an entire end of the ground for the Celtic fans. But these days it's something silly like 500 fans each or something. It's daft. They need to get back to having all the fans, as many away fans as possible, because atmosphere is a big part of this game. Even when the teams aren't playing that well, the atmosphere of a Celtic Rangers match is incredible. One of those things I think everyone in life should experience once is a match between Celtic and Rangers. Just be careful what end you sit in and what songs you sing, or you might get in some trouble. There's an old joke we tell in Glasgow. You know, the man passes away and goes up to heaven, and he's standing at heaven's gate, and St. Peter's there, and he says, "Oh, I can't let you in. You never did anything noble in your life." I said, "Yes, I did. I did something very brave and courageous." I said, "What's that?" He said, "I stood in the Celtic end at Celtic Park and I sung Rangers songs." I said, "Oh, that is brave. When did you do that?" He says, "About 2 minutes ago." I'm only kidding. Of course, it is just a joke, you know. But yeah, things can get a bit ugly sometimes between Celtic and Rangers fans when, on match day. But I was lucky enough that when I was growing up, I went to a school where, a couple of my best friends were Rangers supporters. The majority of us were Celtic fans, but yeah, I amongst my good friends, there was a couple of Rangers fans. There was a Partick Thistle fan. There was a Man United fan. It was quite a mixed bag, really. But most of my friends were Celtic supporters. But that's just kind of the way it is with Glasgow. You kind of gravitate towards whatever team most of your friends support, and whatever team your family supports. If your family, if your mum and dad support Celtic or Rangers, chances are you're going to grow up supporting one of those two as well. That's the way it goes. It's the same with most football teams, isn't it? I'm sure whatever country you guys are watching this from, if you've got a team, it's probably the same team your parents followed. Football is a dynastic thing. Can we get another goal before half-time? No. Passing's a little bit ropey in this game, I have to say. It's a little inconsistent. Uh-oh. Right, keeper, come and get it. Good save. That'll do. Big Bobo needs to get that one. And Jackie McNamara comes through with it. Okay, so we're 2-0 up at half-time. Not over yet, but looking good. Sutton and Hartson. Oh, that brings back memories. So, for those who don't know, you might wonder, why are there so many Irish flags in the crowd when Celtic are a team based in Scotland? Well, there's a reason for that. Historically, Celtic were founded as a charity initially to help immigrants who'd come over from Ireland to Glasgow after the Irish potato famine in the late 1800s. And a lot of these people were impoverished. They couldn't find work. There was a lot of anti-Irish prejudice at the time. And Celtic was basically set up to speak for and to represent and to raise money for those people. And it's now grown into a worldwide fan base. So it started as a charity, and now it's, well, Celtic and Rangers both are probably in the top 10 in terms of global supporters. Rangers have a massive support around the world as well, to give them their due. And yeah, it's of course here in Japan, there's been a few Japanese players that have played for Celtic down the years. We've still got 4 Japanese players on the books at the moment. Only 2 of them are getting a regular game. And as a result, Celtic have developed a bit of a fan base over here in Japan as well. So that's a good thing. But yeah, Rangers haven't really dipped into the Asian market yet. I'm sure they will one day, but the Celtic have been lucky that we've had a couple of managers down the years who've known that market and have not been afraid to tap into it, whereas Rangers have always focused more on the European market when it comes to their recruitment.
He plays it to his right. Played forward.
So yeah, this game would have come out actually just about, probably just a matter of months before we signed Shinsuke Nakamura, who was one of Japan's all-time greatest players and one of the best free kick takers I ever saw at Celtic Park. Scored an absolutely magnificent free kick against Manchester United. Well, two magnificent free kicks actually. One at Old Trafford and another one at Celtic Park. Scored an absolute beauty of a goal against Rangers as well back in 2008. Yeah, Nakamura was he was something else. It's kind of a ongoing debate between Japanese football fans actually as to who is the best Japanese player of that era. Is it Nakata or is it Nakamura? It's kind of a, depends on what you look for really in a player, because Nakata might have been a more complete footballer, but Nakamura was more entertaining to watch. Scored a lot more goals and so on. Obviously free kick specialist, but yeah, Nakata was an incredible player as well, and he was the trailblazer. He made the way for a lot of Asian players, not just Japanese players, but Koreans and a couple of Chinese players as well to make the move to Europe. That's Alec McLeish there, who was the Rangers manager back in the day. Went on to manage Scotland after that as well.
Rangers are bringing on a defender.
Craig Moore coming on, Australian international back in the day. I think he does some TV punditry now as well. I'm sure I've seen him on TV occasionally.
Sutton. Thompson. Logan Grant. Played forward. It's hit forward.
So yeah, we'll be back to our normal service on the channel tomorrow in terms of my ongoing playthrough of Doom TNT. But today I thought it's the day before a Glasgow Derby, so let's do a Glasgow Derby.
Coming off now to be replaced by Ray.
Okay, I think that's Gavin Ray that's just come on. The younger of the two Rays that played for Rangers, but I don't think they're related. Oh, good save. It'd be funny if we ended up winning 5-1, because actually one of the most famous Celtic victories of recent times was in 1998. They beat Rangers 5-1 and it was actually on my birthday, so what a night that was. I wasn't at the game, unfortunately. I couldn't get a ticket, but wish I had been. Oh, just wide. And it's a corner.
Hartson, a blistering shot. He chipped the ball wrong. The ball is nodded on. He plays it to his right. Agate. That's one to chase. Valgaeren. Given away by Alde. He spotted the run.
Oh,
Keeper can only parry the shot.
no, we did okay there. Rangers are having a little spell of pressure here, as they always do.
Thompson.
It's the funny thing about the Celtic Rangers match is it really doesn't matter which team is playing well or playing badly in the run up to the game. The game is completely unpredictable. I I hope Celtic will win tomorrow, but I genuinely don't know. Neither Celtic nor Rangers have been particularly good this season so far, and they've both changed their manager in the last couple of weeks. So it's going to be well, it's not really new managers because Martin O'Neill has done it before, but the Rangers manager, Danny Rule, will be his first experience of the fixture. Oh, nah, keeper came out well there.
The ball is nodded back.
Oh dear, 4-2. Surely not a comeback. Mladenovic. Don't think he was that scary looking in real life, but then again, he might have been, I don't know. Well taken goal. Keeper was a bit dodgy though. Right, 4-2. Let's try and get one more goal, end this on a high.
Want to chase? Whipped in dangerously. The keeper is able to do.
Ah, Sutton, what you like? Kloss with the kick out. Straight back to Didier Agat. Glad to see that his pace has translated into this game. He was a very, very fast player. And it's another goal. 5-2 to Celtic.
It's a hat-trick.
Hartson gets his hat-trick. That'll do nicely. Yeah, screwing about it's not going to help you, Kloss.
Well, not a chance to see that goal.
Still got a minute of it added on time. Can we get one more? No. 5-2 will have to do us. I would take that result tomorrow. Very unlikely though. I think it will be a close game tomorrow. I think it could actually go to extra time, but we'll see.
Neither side will be pleased with their defending, but this high-scoring encounter was in the end comfortably won by Celtic.
So yeah.
So a great game of football today. Let's hope for more of the same next time.
Yep. So that was Club Football 2005 Celtic edition, and we've just beaten Rangers 5-2. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you're a Rangers fan, I apologise. Nothing personal against you. It's just I'm a Celtic fan, so I chose to play as the Celtic version of this game. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, please like, share, subscribe. If you didn't enjoy it, again, I'm sorry. But yes, you'll hopefully I'm in as good a mood tomorrow after having watched the real game on TV. So until then, thank you for watching Tartan Samurai Gaming, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.